Hey, everybody. Good morning. It's Thursday, August 27th. Yeah. And the world just seems like a crazy place right now. But since all of this has started back in March or February or whenever, March is when the schools closed, and we thought it was going to be a 3-week thing, and it's still, now we're going into the next school year. And most of the schools across the country, I don't know about the world because I'm not keeping track of that, but across the country, most schools are going remote. So, so many people are using this chaotic time and all of this contrast as an excuse not to move forward, not to better themselves, not to, it's the blame game. When you're not happy with your job, you can blame your boss. When you're not happy with your body, you can blame McDonald's. When you're not happy with your finances, you can blame your bills. So at some point, it's time for all of us to take responsibility for our lives. And that's really where it starts. That's where it starts with everything, with racism, with politics, with, I was looking through Facebook today or last night, and one of my friends who I just absolutely adore, and I know what her political beliefs are, and I know why, and I'm still friends with her because, number one, it's her own business why she wants to do what she wants to do, and I'm friends with her because of who she is, and I appreciate her passion and her reasons, and I'm not gonna not like her because she might have some different values than me, but the thing that she put on there was that she was mean, horrible, and nasty because the opponent of who she wants to vote for said that that's who will vote for the opponent. So basically, Mr. So-and-so said only mean, nasty, horrible women will vote for this other person. And so she turned that into her Facebook profile picture. I'm a mean, nasty, horrible woman that is going to vote for so-and-so. And I just thought, why are you doing that? Number one, why would you say that about yourself? And number two, the opponent of who you want to vote for said that about you, and you're going to take that and make that into your profile picture. I don't get it. You're just giving more energy to the person that you don't want anyone to vote for. And honestly, that's how people win elections. When you're putting so much energy, whether it's negative or positive, when you put energy towards something, that gets bigger. So if you want to vote for someone specific, put your energy into them, not in what the other person is doing that you don't like, because you're just making that bigger. You're just making that bigger, making more awareness, putting more energy towards it, when you can really be like, well, I like Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so because all of these reasons. Then you're giving good energy to the person that you want to be elected. So what I'm basically saying is, when you see these politicians or press or people on Facebook and they're putting all their energy into putting someone down, they're just making that person bigger. I vote when I haven't watched any of the whatever. I just do not follow politics right now. It's so ridiculous and out of control, and it's so not what our country is about that I just have let go of all of it. But when I was watching the national conventions and whatever the hell they're called, I don't even know because I'm not a political person. I always paid attention to the person who just talked about what they can do good for our country and didn't attack the other person or other people. I just think that is a really crappy way to go about getting votes. My daughter, our daughter, ran for president of her high school. I can't even imagine what would have happened. Number one, she would have lost her ability to even be president. And number two, it just would have been absolutely horrible and totally divided the school if she would have just like gone after her opponents. Did you know that when she was 5, she threw up all over her mom's brand new car? And did you know that when she was in 5th grade, she knocked over a chair and had to go to the principal's office? Are you really going to vote for someone like that? Like, do you see how ridiculous that is? Number one, the school wouldn't have put up with that if she was just going around and spreading rumors. Or did you hear that who she dated and what kind of person that is? Oh my God, don't vote for her. Don't vote for him because he, squealed his tires in the parking lot yesterday. Is that really safe? Are you really going to vote for that person? The school staff would have gotten involved and said, hey, I hear you're just going around talking crap about everybody. That's not cool. But we accept that in this huge, in like our national forum. That's why I don't follow politics. But my point here is the shift. And it needs to start happening, and it needs to start with you sitting in front of your computer or your phone watching this. What are you going to put your energy into? Are you going to put your energy into what's going to make this country better? What's going to make your life better? What's going to make your family's life better? Or are you going to sit there and make excuses? Well, there's nobody hiring. There are so many places hiring right now. It's not even funny. My stepdaughter's boyfriend was looking for work in our area, and she was like talking to her dad and said, hey, if you hear of any warehouse jobs in the area, let me know, because that's what he wants. He wants something where he doesn't have to deal with people. He's just doing his thing in a warehouse and whatever. So he went and just put warehouse jobs in the Portland, Oregon area, and like 650 of them came up. And so he just texted her back and said, Google it. There are jobs everywhere. If you really want to work, there are jobs. If you really want to stay at home and make money, there are quadrillions. That's a new number, quadrillion. There are so many ways to make money. You can sell your old Nikes on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp and make money. And then take that $20 and go to the thrift store and buy a couple other things and then turn that into $100. And then you can take that $100 to the thrift store and buy 10 things and then turn that into $1,000. Like, you can do it. And I don't know the brands. Then use your phone. Everybody has a computer that they just carry around with themselves. Like, stop making excuses. Find solutions. This whole situation of 2020 has made me realize how positive and how happy I can be no matter what's going on. And I encourage you to find that, because it's not about what's going on around you, because there's always going to be contrast. You're going to get a flat tire. The politician that's in charge of your state is going to make a decision you're not happy with. Your husband is going to forget to get you the milk at the store. Your kids aren't going to go to college for what you want them to go to college for. Your dog's going to pee on the rug. Like, so many things are going to happen that are not in this positive wheelhouse. And you have to know that those things just happen. Those things just happen, and it's up to you how you respond with thought and feeling and energy and action, or how you react with knee-jerk reactions and chaos and blame. So that's how I decide what I'm going to do. And by no means am I perfect. I have reactions too. I react and I'm like, oh great, not another one. Not something else for everybody to riot about and destroy everything about. And then I step back from that and go, no. This is just part of the shift. This is like, I think of it as like a mischievous child who's looking for boundaries, and they're, taking, you're at the store and they want the donut, and you're like, not right now, but at the end of our shopping trip, if you are being a good kid, I'll get you a donut. And they throw themselves on the floor, throw a fit, grab something off the shelf and throw it. So as a parent or as a society, we have a decision to make. Are we just going to go, oh, it's okay, obviously you were having a hard time, and I'm still going to get you the donut, and I'm going to pick up what you just wrecked that didn't belong to you, and we're going to be okay. I, as a mom, if my child did that, and I've had instances where they did things similar, but I'm just giving that as an example. They want the donut now. You say no. When you're a good kid at the end of the shopping trip, I'll get you a donut. They throw themselves on the floor. They grab something off the shelf and throw it. It breaks. This is what I would do. And this is what society needs to do. You're not getting your donut now because you threw a fit. And if you want to continue to throw a fit, we can go out in the car. And for my kids, when we went out to the car, that meant trouble. I didn't beat my kids, but they did get a smack on the butt. If I get some feedback from that, that's okay. They're 18 and almost 23, and they're both great kids, and they still respect me, and we're friends. And then I would have said, and now we're going to go find the manager of this store, and we're going to apologize for breaking that, and I'm going to pay for it. And then you're going to pay me back by doing some extra chores around the house because you're 2 or 3 or 4 and you don't have money. But that jar of pickles you just broke, or that loaf of bread you just stomped on, we're going to pay for that. And then when we get home today, you're going to, help mom do the dishes, or you're going to sweep the floor, or you're going to, I don't know. That's how you deal with a kid that's throwing a fit. You don't just say, oh, honey, it's okay, and put the, the smashed loaf of bread back, and then at the end of the shot, and then go straight to the donuts, and, oh, you threw this fit, so I'm going to give you this donut, and it's okay, just be quiet and don't throw any more fits. No, and that's what our society is doing right now. They're throwing a huge fit, and they're still getting their donut, and they're ruining things, and they're not having to pay for them. And I just think that's ridiculous. That's my take on it. I think it's a shift. I think it's going to keep growing and growing. That kid's going to keep pulling things off of the shelf and breaking them until a parent or a store manager or another person comes in and says, hey, we're not going to do that anymore. You need to leave. You can't be here anymore. You're not welcome here. So to me, that's what the shift is. And for each person that's watching this, it starts at home. It starts with your response to these things. We all have our opinions, and opinions are great. It's what makes up our personality and our values and our beliefs and everything. But just like the Jehovah's Witnesses that come to your door, does and other churches do too, every time a church group comes to your door, do you change your religion? No. You listen to what they have to say, or you just say no thank you and you close the door. Sometimes you have to close the door on their face because they won't stop talking and they don't understand that you're not interested and you don't want to join their religion, and you're, things happen. Do I hate those people that come to my door? No, I understand that they are passionate about their religion. This is part of their religion, is to spread the word of Jehovah or God or Latter-day Saints or any of that. I understand that and I respect that, and I'm not going to be horrible to you, but that doesn't mean I'm going to change to your religion. So, you know, like all that stuff that's on Facebook and social media that's putting down that other person, do you really think that that's making me go, oh, yeah, you're right? And then I go, and then I see, oh, well, what about, they said this about them. Oh, okay, I'm going to be on that side now. And then 2 seconds later, I read something else. Oh, I'm going to be on this side now. No, it's just, I call it mudslinging. You're just standing in your puddle of muck and you're throwing mud on the other person, and they're standing in their puddle of muck and they're throwing mud on you. I would rather be standing in a pristine pool of water and just being like, I like everybody. And I have my opinions. I'm not going to force them on you because you can have your opinions. We're free to do that. So, back to the shift. We are in a time when everything's shifting. And before there is big revelations, before there are big solutions and changes for the good, there is contrast. If you think about it in your life, when things get really, really chaotic and then something springs from that. You know, you think about a plant, you know, you plant that seed and then you water it, you watch. Well, underneath the soil, that plant is having all this chaos. That seed is getting wet, and then the plant inside is like, I got to get out, and it explodes out of this shell of a seed. And you don't see all that. It's under the dirt. It's in the ground. And that's where we're at right now. We're like in the ground, and pretty soon it's going to bloom. And that creates chaos too, because it pushes all this dirt aside and then pushes some other plants aside if it's trying to get to the sun. You know, is it struggling? No, because that's just what it does. But it has to do that to get to the sun and grow the big sunflower. So I don't know if that's a good comparison, but that's just how I feel about it. Like, you can look at that plant and that seed and you can dig it up and go, oh my God, it's not working. And then you see, oh, it's starting to come out, and you shove it back in there, and then you cover it up, and then you like destroyed it, and then you don't understand why it's not coming up. It's like all that stuff has to happen. And that's what's happening right now. So you can respond in a solution, love, abundance way, or you can react in a hate, lack, mudslinging way. And I encourage you to start seeing the shift as an opportunity for solutions. Like, big solutions are going to come from all of this chaos. For me, it's already happened. You know, from the very beginning, I've had my reactions, and then I step back and go, okay, how am I going to really respond to this? This is a shift. This is a human consciousness shift. This is a world shift. This is a society shift. And then you start going, oh, there's so much opportunity in this. There's opportunity to make money. There's opportunity to find like-minded people. There's opportunity to elect better people. There's opportunity to be healthier and stronger and more abundant and love more. Like, there's so much opportunity in what everybody else looks at as chaos. 2020 has been one of the best years of my life. And have people died? Yeah. But guess what, folks? People die every year. Every single year that you're alive, people die. And every single year that you're alive, you're closer to dying. It might be this afternoon. It might be in 90 years. It might be next week. You don't know. And if you are here having an experience, why not have a great experience? And, you know, do I feel remorse and empathy for the families that lose people for any reason, not just what's going on now, but for any reason? Of course I do. Of course I do. But do I live my life every day like afraid to get in my car because people died today in a car wreck, or afraid to, you know, I don't know, eat a meal because people choke and die every day? Afraid to, you know, eat something yummy because diabetics are going to die if they eat too much cake today? No. I do what's good for me, and you need to do what's good for you. Okay, I'm going to stop with this rant because I think I'm getting a little off on these tangents and it's getting a little ridiculous, but I'm just encouraging you to get out there, find solutions, find abundance, find love, do what you can to change, because it all starts with us individually, and then we find our groups, and then we can change the world. You change the world just on how you respond to a checker today that's having a really hard time. And you can tell her, hey, I really like the pattern on your mask, or those earrings are so cute, or it looks like you're having a really hard day. I sure hope it gets better. I sure hope I'm a part of making your day better. Like, how great is that? To just recognize someone like that. Like, I've gone up to moms where their kids are throwing that fit, and you can tell they're just exhausted, and I just go, I just want you to know that I've been there, done that, and you're doing a great job. Like, make somebody's day more awesome today, and that changes the world. It literally changes the world. It puts out these new loving vibes. If you go up to somebody that's super grumpy and just having a hard time, and they try to act out on you, and you're like, you right back at them, screw you, don't treat me like that. You're just putting out more chaos and crap into the world. But if they act out on you and you're like, oh, I can really tell that you're having a rough day, I'm sorry to hear that, I hope it gets better. And even if they're just like back at you, at least you've given them a little smidgen of somebody being nice to them. And it's going to make them think. They're going to go off in their day and think about that. Like, oh, I was really a jerk to that lady and she was really nice. Okay, I'm going to be nicer. So hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to see when I'm coming on. I think I might do a Facebook Goodwill bins haul today. Not positive, but I might. So catch me over on Facebook. It's Shelly Leonard Epperly on Facebook. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.